So what is it? Explain it to me.
Well, we're going to have to do, obviously, win big in the number of the primaries and caucuses that yet remain. A poll came out yesterday that had us within striking distance in California, our largest state. I think we could do very well in California.
But it starts with winning some states here, winning up Pennsylvania, winning.
It means, well, bottom line, the arithmetic is you got to win delegates. That's what it means. We have won 1,200.
And in this case, it means big primary wins.
Right. We have won 1,200 delegates. And by the way, when we talk about the campaign, you know, we started this campaign 60, 65 points behind Secretary Clinton in national polls. Now, many of these polls have us even, a few points ahead, perhaps. Many of the polls now show us, and this is an important point, Chuck, when Democrats look out into the horizon, what unites us is the understanding that Trump would be a disastrous president. Look at the polls. Bernie Sanders runs better against Trump in almost all of these polls than does Hillary Clinton.
But she runs well, too.
She runs well, too. But, well, some...
I mean,
yes,
so
some
does that hurt your cause a little bit? It's like, yeah, you do better, but she runs pretty well, too.
Well, I think the answer is depending on the polls, and polls are polls. I don't want to go crazy on polls. But I think many Democrats are convinced that what is most important is defeating Donald Trump, and I believe the objective evidence is that I'm the stronger candidate.
I was just going to say, at the end of the day, you feel like you were given a fair shot at this nomination.
Yeah, we took advantage of the opportunities in front of us. We are in this race. We are not writing our obituary. We're in this race to California, and we're proud of the campaign we ran.
We crunched some interesting numbers here. So 17 of the 25 states with the highest levels of income inequality have held primaries. 16 of those 17 states have been won by Hillary Clinton, not by you. Why?
Well, because poor people don't vote. I mean, that's just a fact. That's a sad reality of American society, and that's what we have to transform. We have, as you know, one of the lowest voter turnouts of any major country. We have done a good job bringing young people in. I think we have had some success with lower-income people. But in America today, in the last election in 2014, 80% of poor people did not vote.
You feel as if you could find a way to get people that are fighting at that poverty line, you know, either just below it or just above it, if they were getting engaged in the process, you would do better?
If we can significantly increase voter turnout so that low-income people and working people and young people participated in the political process, if we could have a voter turnout of 75%, this country would be radically transformed.
Let me wrap it up. Question this way. Do you feel as if Hillary Clinton is the Democratic nominee, and you're not, but Donald Trump is the opponent, do you have a responsibility to do what it takes to get your voters to support Hillary Clinton?
I will do everything that I can to make certain that Donald Trump is not elected president. But if that scenario plays out, the major responsibility will be on Secretary Clinton to convince all people, not just my supporters, that she is the kind of president this country needs to represent working people in this country, to take on the big money interests who have so much power, to fight for what the American people want.
Your supporters are, for the most part, very skeptical of Hillary Clinton. Very, very skeptical. Tougher on her, frankly, than you ever are. You know, people talk about all this back and forth. What do you think, what's your advice to her on winning your voters over?
Well, I think she's going to have to be very explicit about supporting a program which stands up for the needs of the middle class and working families, which most importantly makes it clear that she is prepared to take on Wall Street in a very clear way, take on the billionaire class, come up with a program that makes health care for all in this country a right within the next several years. I think those are some of the issues she's going to have to bring forth.
So did we just hear, intentionally or not, the Bernie Sanders exit interview? We'll get to that later in the show.